You're hiking in the woods, and suddenly, there up ahead, you see a mound rising up from the flat countryside. You recognize it immediately as one of the more than 100,000 Indian mounds found throughout the Mississippi Valley and the Great Lakes areas. No one knew for sure who the mound builders were until archaeologists went inside. They found rooms that were obviously burial chambers. For whom? Skilled traders, for one thing. They found grizzly bear teeth from the Rockies, conch shells from Florida, hammered copper from Lake Superior, obsidian from Yellowstone, and mica from the southern Appalachian Mountains. And the builders of the mounds produced many fine works of art. The archaeologists concluded that the so-called mound builders were many different Indian tribes who lived in the area as far back as 1,000 years before Christ to as late as the 1700s. All we know about these early Americans comes from the evidence buried in their mounds.
What is up, Oddity Acres? Welcome to another episode. Today we are in Kent, Ohio, in Allison's hometown, and we are checking out something very cool. A piece of history, a piece of legend, a piece of lore. What are we doing? Where are we at?
We are at Towner's Woods, which is right on the outskirts of Kent, and we are here at the Hopewell Indian Burial Mound.
Indian Burial Mound. Now, the last time I saw an Indian Burial Mound was on the West Virginia State Penitentiary, and actually there is some correlation between the two, which we'll be talking about, but I'm kind of excited. I've never been on here before. I know you have, but it's been quite some time, so check it out, guys. We will be bringing you up there. We're going to talk about the facts. We're going to show you the mound. We're going to talk about the legend, so stay tuned, and we'll see you up there. So, the Towner Mound is a Hopewell Indian Burial Mound. It's surrounded by Lake Pippin, which is on both sides of us, as you can see here. So, Hopewell is a term that was used to describe people with certain characteristics during that time period. Extravagant burials, arts and crafts, things like that tied these tribes together. And these burial mounds are probably the most distinguishable trait of the Hopewell tribe. And these burial mounds are probably the most distinguishable part of the Hopewell culture. Now, the Hopewells were really prominent during the Middle Woodland period, which is around 2,000 years ago. So fast forwarding a little bit, this burial mound was excavated in 1932 by Dr. Emerson Greenman, and there was up to 11 burials on this mound. So this is a rock that they have here with some ancient writing on it. I think it's in English. But I'm not sure. No, it says Towner Mound, between 300 BC and 600 AD, a prehistoric culture called the Hopewell flourished in Ohio. Evidence compiled indicates that the religion and lifestyle of these people revolved around the mysterious worship of the dead. The 1932 excavation of this small mound with its 11 burials unearthed numerous unique artifacts that contributed to a better understanding of ancient peoples in northern Ohio. It's pretty cool. So we're going to take you up there and show you this burial mound.
Just as I remembered it.
Yeah?
So pretty up here.
Wow. Look at this. Beautiful. You could definitely tell why they decided to put a burial mound right here. So because the mound was excavated for the first time during the Great Depression, there were estimated almost 2,000 people here. Everyone was out of work. So almost 2,000 people were here to oversee and view the excavation. They also said that because of the large amount of people, it caused a lot of confusion about what was found in the mound, and they actually believe that maybe a lot of stuff was stolen or looted and taken from the premises. So many of the burials on this ground were cremated with few or very little artifacts. There were some skeletal remains found. However, this mound is built out of gravel, and that allows a lot of air and water to seep through it over time, and it kind of led to a lot of the remains being lost to time and ruined. But out of the 11 burials that they found, 2 were actually in surprisingly amazing condition, one of which was buried in a fetal position. So this kind of fetal position burial was not very common for the Hopewell tribe. In fact, it was actually more common for the Adena tribe, and that's why I said this kind of relates back to the mound in Moundsville, West Virginia, near the penitentiary that we saw. We still need to do a full vlog there. We just kind of briefly touched on it because we did the vlog in the prison, but that was an Adena burial mound, and they actually say that a lot of the people that haunt that prison and that linger on that property, people believe, even the old guards believe, that that was part of Adena spirits that still roam that area. So the excavation in 1932 by Dr. Greenman was not the only excavation here. In 1932, Kent State professor Dr. Orrin Shane did a excavation here with an archaeological group. Archaeological.
I know for a fact that they still have some of the artifacts that they found are actually still at Kent State on display.
Oh, wow. They have the museum there?
Yes.
That's something we should check out, too. So, but yeah, we're actually standing on the mound, and it's so crazy. It feels absolutely bizarre that we are standing on a burial mound. So I'm going to kind of bring the camera out, and I'm going to show you everything there is to be seen. Check it out. It is absolutely crazy to imagine that we are standing not only where Native Americans stood and where all this history took place, but we're sitting on a burial mound, an ancient burial mound where they buried their ancestors, where they worshiped and where they held so much respect, grounds, very, what's the word? Very, religious and important grounds. It's absolutely insane. What else is crazy too is that, yes, there's a big mound that is out here overlooking the water. It's kind of like in a unique positioning, but if you didn't know what you're looking for, I don't know how they determined that this was a burial mound and how they found all these archaeological things. It's crazy. It's insane. But I'm glad they did, because it's just so incredible to be able to stand in a piece of history. And that's kind of why we do this, why we bring you guys to these places, because this is a piece of history that I had no clue about this place until Allison told me, which I'm glad that she did, so we can come explore it and bring you guys along with us. But this would not be an Oddity Acres video unless we touched on the legend and the lore. So give us the rundown.
So this is just what I was told as a kid. You can also find some sort of articles that people have written about it. So it was said that a princess, the Hopewell princess, was found, and she was buried here. And I believe 1952 58, something like that, 1950s, there was a group of teenagers that camped out on the mound overnight. And when they woke up in the morning, they went back out to their car, which isn't that far. The parking lot's, honestly, it's not that far of a walk. Went back out to their car, and there was scratches all along the side. And all throughout the night, they were saying that they were seeing things that were happening here. And it was said to be the Hopewell princess that was guarding the mound.
Wow.
Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But they say everything that happens here happens at night.
Okay. Should we unpack our tents?
Strong no.
Okay. That's a hard pass. Just look how beautiful this is, though. The view from the top of this mound, I can see why they picked this as their sacred spot. So there you go. You got the facts, you got the legend, you got the history of Towner Mound, a Hopewell ancient burial mound. Right where we're standing. You can see it.
If you guys ever come up here, it's really easy to get to. You pretty much just follow the trail straight, and you'll know it's the mound by there's a fence going all the way around it.
Yeah, when you're walking out here, there's a lot of trails. There are markers on the trails, but you kind of get to a point where you're like, where is this? I can't find it. I'm gonna miss it. You're not gonna miss it. There literally is a wooden fence that goes all the way around the mound, and you'll see. It's a big mound. You'll see it. It towers over everything. I mean, the rest of everything is kind of like in a valley behind me that goes down to the lake, and the same on the other side. So I mean, it's an obvious mound. So you'll see it. So hope you guys do come out and check it out if you're in the area, if you live in the area. It's such a cool thing, and exploring a piece of history, there's no better way to spend a Saturday afternoon. Thank you guys so much. Unless you're watching an Oddity Acres video, then that's a good way to spend a Saturday afternoon. But thank you guys so much for watching another episode. We appreciate you. Thank you for all the likes and subscribes. We have been on a roll lately, so thank you to everyone who's subscribed to this channel. If you have not yet, please take a minute to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. It means a lot to us, and it really helps us grow and helps us to get out here and make more cool content for you. So in the meantime, we will see you on another episode of Oddity Acres. Stay scared and
Happy Halloween.
happy Halloween. Holy shit. I didn't see you at all there.
I didn't scare you.
I didn't see you at all. Oh my gosh.
I was hiding so quietly too.
Actually, that was the most impressive thing. You were quiet for like 30 seconds.